Happy Friday, everybody. GENOTHADRAGON is back. Just want to drop this video, talk about some recent comic book news stories that have dropped this week. So first up, from DC Comics, they just announced that they have canceled the upcoming WildCATS, I'm gonna say Wildstorm, WildCATS miniseries that stems out of Warren Ellis's The Wildstorm, which I guess was, I don't know if it was just like a short 4-volume run, like graphic novel run or something, but apparently WildCATS was supposed to be just a 6-issue miniseries that stemmed from that. Was Warren Ellis teaming up with artists Ramon Villalobos and Tamara Bonvillain. Hope I pronounced your name correctly. If not, I'm sorry. But this was actually, they just solicited the 3rd issue, is in the current solicitations for October. So I actually had the 1st issue pre-order and was getting ready to add, or I had the 2nd and 3rd issues on this current pre-order because it was still available. So yeah, that one just kind of sucks, but I guess it just kind of happens. So I guess there was schedule problems, schedule issues, whatever. And Jim Lee actually took to Twitter to talk about it, and he said, "No one is more bummed than me to hear of the postponing of the launch of Warren Ellis's WildCATS. The numerous scripts Warren has turned in are just fantastic. Trust me on this. Once we work out the kinks and the schedules with the artists, we will launch anew. Hashtag soon. Hashtag Wildstorm." So I guess, yeah, like I said, it's just one of those things. So hopefully they can get that worked out, because I'm curious to see what's going on with WildCATS right now. WildCATS has always had a soft spot in my heart, along with Spawn. Those two were my favorite properties at Image way back in the 90s. It was X-Men, WildCATS, and Spawn. They were just fantastic, and like, still remember all the stuff with, what was it? Spartan, Warblade, Grifter, Zealot, Voodoo, Maul, and I don't remember the human dude that was with him, that was like at the agency. But then there was Damonites, Pike, Hellspawn, and yeah, so it was just cool stuff. Cartoons, action figures, all that good stuff. So I was also curious about Warren Ellis's The Wildstorm and see what the hell was even going on with that. So yeah, that's kind of, I mean, it kind of sucks, but I mean, it's just one of those things that happen. So yeah, hopefully they get that worked out so we can get those in hand. So yep, and the next story that I want to talk about is just a cool little story. I'll link this in the description as well, also with the WildCATS news. But coming out of Toronto, a comic book collector, his name is Philip Yang, had kind of agreed with the shop to sell his copy of Amazing Spider-Man 129, which you don't know is the first appearance of Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, Mr. I Am Above the Law. And yeah, so they were going to sell this book for, I think it was just over $14,000. They were going to take a commission, maybe 10%, I'm not sure. And he's supposed to end up with just over $13,000. So I don't know what the value of that book is, but I mean, that's a decent little chunk of change. So, and it's actually, I must say, it was a 9.8 CGC copy, so that one even rare. And he talked about it in like just a short little video. Reporters were talking with him, and he mentioned how books from the 70s, especially when you get into higher grades, especially in the 9.8 range, how rare they are, which we all know, at least the heavier hardcore collectors will all know. Once you start going past, or like into early 80s, before the 80s, like those higher grades are rare and rare to come across. So this guy's like, he felt taken advantage of, was wondering where his money was, and I guess according to the report, it took almost 2 months. But happy news, he was able to get his money. They ended up giving him all of his money, all of like the entire fee, including their commission. They just gave it all to him. So what happened was, I guess because the buyer was an American, some Canadian Revenue Service Agency, whatever, had the funds tied up, so he wasn't able to get his money. But the shop said they're gonna find a way to pay him, and he did. So it all ended well. So that's just kind of one of those things that you deal with when you're, especially dealing with comic books. There's just so much money involved, and you just have to watch out and be careful, do your due diligence, especially when it comes to buying. But then selling should be a little safe. Selling should be a little safer when you're dealing with the actual shop, but that was just kind of something outside of their control, I guess. I don't know how it works in Canada, who knows. But then you're dealing with buying and selling, but then you also have the issue of going across country lines. So now you have a whole nother set of issues that come into play there. So happy he was able to get that worked out and he was able to get his money. So that's great. And so yeah, as I said, I'll link that in the description so you can go check that out, go watch the short little video. It's just a cool little news story I just thought I would share in case any of you hadn't come across it yet and want to talk about WildCATS, because I like WildCATS. So I was looking forward to that book. So hopefully that will end up with the Amazing Spider-Man story, or the that collective story, and it will all turn out good and everything will be worked out. So yeah, so let me know what you think of WildCATS. Were you looking forward to WildCATS? Who's read the Warren Ellis's The Wild Storm? I'm curious about that book. I'm gonna look it up some more. And what do you think of this story? Have you ever had any issues buying and selling big, expensive keys, and especially if have you bought and sold any across countries, country borders, and all that good stuff? And have you had any problems arise from that? And then yeah, just happy Friday. Hope everyone is gonna have a good weekend. Let me know what you're up to this weekend. My plans consist of watching the Dodgers tonight, and I will be reading a lot of comics and playing the Oninaki demo that just recently dropped. It's on PlayStation 4, but the game is also on Switch. And I will probably playing some MLB The Show. Perhaps we'll see what my schedule looks like. And yeah, I just finished up reading my little run that I picked up of Wonder Woman from the Have Fun collectible sale, which I just dropped the second part of that this week actually. I think it was this week. But yeah, so go check that out, see all the books that I picked up. But I just finished that run of Wonder Woman books that I picked up, and it was such a good read. I'm gonna go pick up some more because I wish I would have picked up some of the issues before what I picked up. So it was a good story. So I'm all in on the new Wonder Woman book right now, and I already actually have some of the other issues pre-ordered, so I got the next few coming up anyway. So yeah, that's that. Like I say, just wanted to drop some news on you, see what's going on with you. Let me know what you're up to this weekend, any plans. And as always, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell button so you can catch all my updates so you don't miss anything. And yeah, thanks for watching. GENOTHADRAGON saying peace out.